said this. Do you realize that you are a feminist hero in America? Heroine?
Your wife just told me that.
No, do you realize that?
I'm beginning to. You see, it wasn't something that I planned. I kind of see it as a gift because of the life I lived. It had a meaning. And I think that the meaning was all of what is happening now. I think that if I had not given the story to the world, maybe my life would not be as it is.
Tina Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in Nutbush, Tennessee. Her parents, Floyd and Zelma Bullock, were poor sharecroppers who split up and left Tina and her sister to be raised by their grandmother. When her grandmother died in the early 1950s, Tina moved to St. Louis, Missouri to be with her mother. Barely in her teens, Tina quickly immersed herself in St. Louis's R&B scene, spending much of her time at Club Manhattan. It was there in 1956 that she met rock and roll pioneer Ike Turner, who often played at the club with the Kings of Rhythm. Soon Tina was performing with the group, and she quickly became the highlight of their show.
Fantastic.
Where'd you grow up?
Tennessee.
Nashville?
No, Brownsville, Ripley, closer to Memphis.
Was Memphis the big town to go to?
Oh, yes, that was it.
Little Tina wanted to go to Memphis.
That's right.
What was Tina's break?
Well, actually, it wasn't in Memphis. It was in St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where Ike was. That's where he lived in East St. Louis.
You met him there?
Yeah, I went to live with my mother after a grandmother passed, and my sister was old enough to go to clubs, and so I went along with her, and I heard Ike Turner for the first time. I saw Ike Turner for the first time, and I really wanted to sing with him for a very long time, but I didn't look the part. Yes, I was a fan. Well, I became a fan, and after seeing his show, and great musicians, they really rocked the houses. It was incredible.
When did it become Ike and Tina Turner? How long after?
Well, I was in high school. I was still 11th grade, and when I graduated 2 years later,
They robbed you from the crib.
kind of. But
As my friend Duke says, he had ties older than you, right?
well,
You were swept away by his captivating charm.
musically.
In 1960, when another singer failed to show up for a Kings of Rhythm recording session, Tina sang the lead on a track titled A Fool in Love. The record was then sent to a radio station in New York and was released under the moniker Ike and Tina Turner.
Who influenced you most, other than the obvious influence of Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy? On your
Well, let's see.
Is there anybody you can point to that you listened to as a kid and wanted to sound like?
Yeah. Ray Charles, Sam Cooke. I never sort of wanted to be, real feminine.
Yeah.
Like the girls singers and all. I sort of wanted to, really.
Good.
Well, because when I started singing, Ike had, mostly male singers, and I wanted to sound like they sound. So, I've been singing all my life, but when I started singing with him, I wanted to sound like him, and then with liking Ray Charles and all, I just sort of went right along. I never have had a lot of female favorites.
That's interesting.
The song became a huge R&B success and soon crossed over to the pop charts. Before long, the group was touring as the Ike and Tina Turner Revue and earning renown for their electrifying stage performances. The group also capitalized on the success of A Fool in Love by releasing a string of successful follow-up singles, including It's Gonna Work Out Fine, Poor Fool, and Tra La 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 La. With their popularity growing, Ike and Tina were married in Tijuana, Mexico in 1962. 2 years later, their son Ronnie was born. They had 4 sons in all, 1 from an earlier relationship of Tina's and 2 from an earlier relationship of Ike's. In 1966, Tina and Ike's success reached new heights when they recorded the album River Deep, Mountain High with superstar record producer Phil Spector.
In the States, they classify records, like pop, rhythm and blues, etc. Now, we play various types of music, country, etc. Now, but because like any black artist in America that do any tune, it has to go like top 10 on the R&B charts before the top artist station will touch it. And River Deep was not a black record, and so it wouldn't make the top 10 on the R&B charts. And so therefore the top 40 radio station wouldn't play it. But where in England, abroad, I guess over here too, I'm not sure, but they listen to the record, and if the record is an R&B record, it's an R&B. If rhythm, if rhythm and blues, and if it's pop, it's pop, and so it got played over here, it never got played in America. The black jockey says too white, the white jockey says too black. So.
The title track was unsuccessful in the United States, but became a massive top 5 hit in England and brought the duo new fame. Still, the duo became more known for their electrifying live performances without accumulating a ton of corresponding hits. In 1969, they toured as the opening act for the Rolling Stones, winning themselves more fans. Their popularity was rekindled in 1971 with the release of the album Working Together, which featured a renowned slow-to-fast remake of the Creedence Clearwater Revival track Proud Mary that reached the top 5 of the U.S. charts and won the two their first Grammy. Proud Mary became a cornerstone of the couple's shows, renowned for Tina's vocal delivery along with the swirling, hand-rolling dance moves from accompanying vocalist the Ikettes. The duo later had a top 5 UK hit with 1973's Nutbush City Limits, a rock country soul jam penned by Tina herself with autobiographical elements. Then in 1975, Tina also appeared in her first film, playing the Acid Queen in The Who's Tommy. Despite their success as a musical duo, Tina and Ike's marriage was in shambles. Tina would later reveal that Ike was often physically abusive.
You mentioned Ike, of course. You were married to Ike for many years, and of course, there were bad things associated with that relationship, and people know about this. It seems particularly relevant now with what's going on in the world and what's going on in show business. But you just walked out. Now, how hard was it to get out of that abusive and dangerous relationship?
Well, it was very difficult and dangerous because Ike was a violent person. And at that point, he was on drugs, very insecure. And I had no money. I had no place to go. But I just took a chance. I said the way out is through the door. And while he was on one of his sleeping times, I just left the hotel and went out the kitchen way and down to the freeway, actually. And I remember something during that time. I didn't measure the speed of a car, and I was running across the freeway, and this big truck was coming. And it went, rah, rah, and it felt like it was over me. And I thought, well, I won't try that again. But I had to cross that freeway to actually get to the hotel across from where we were working.
So you took your life in your hands just to get away from there?
Yes.
Right there. Because when you were with him, he kept all the money from the act, didn't he? He kept all the money and
he kept everything. He always said, when you leave, you will leave like you came. Right?
Wow. And why was it at that stage? What was it that happened then? Why was it you decided now I can take no more? Had something specific happened, or was it just the build-up over the years?
It was just time to not take any more. It was constantly abusive, other things going on. There was no control. There was no freedom. It was just the sameness, and the violence. And you just get fed up and you say, life is not worth living if I'm going to stay in this situation. And I stayed there as long as I did because I was trying to help him from the beginning when he told me about his life and how hard it was for him to get a career going. And I promised him that I would never leave him. And I actually stayed because of that promise. But then it got to the point where it became really bad, really bad. So it's time to go.
By the mid-1970s, the couple separated both personally and professionally after an altercation in Dallas in which Tina fought back, according to her later book. In 1978, they were officially divorced, with Tina citing Ike's frequent infidelities and increasing drug and alcohol use, in addition to the abuse. In the years following her divorce, Tina's solo career got off to a slow start. According to Tina, when she left Ike, she had 36 cents and a gas station credit card. However, in 1983, Tina's solo career finally gained steam when she recorded a remake of Al Green's Let's Stay Together. Noted for a related video in which she appeared in a rag dress between two dancers, Tina took her remake to the top 5 on the domestic R&B charts and the top 10 UK pop. The following year, she exploded back into the record industry with her much anticipated solo album, Private Dancer, was released to overwhelming critical and popular success. It went on to win 4 Grammy Awards and eventually sold more than 20 million copies worldwide. Private Dancer was a formidable entity in terms of its individual singles, with the empowerment anthem, What's Love Got to Do With It, reaching number 1 on the US pop charts and earning the Grammy for Record of the Year. The smooth jazz title track Private Dancer and Better Be Good to Me both reached the top 10 as well. By this time, Tina was a woman in her mid-40s who was becoming even more renowned for her uniquely energetic performances and raspy singing technique, along with her signature look. Typically performing in short skirts that expose her famous legs with voluminous punk-styled hair. In 1985, Tina returned to the screen starring opposite Mel Gibson in the film Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, to which she contributed the number 2 pop song, We Don't Need Another Hero. One year later, she published her autobiography, I, Tina, which would later be adapted as the 1993 film, What's Love Got to Do With It, starring Angela Bassett as Tina and Lawrence Fishburne as Ike. Tina's soundtrack for the film, in which she redid classic tracks and offered up the new top 10 hit, I Don't Wanna Fight, would go double platinum.
Your book is out and it's about to come out in a paperback, right, in August. What have been some of the reactions now that it's been out from some of the people in the book?
I haven't had any contact because I've been over here. The people in Europe have just simply said to me, I read the book. I think it's fantastic. And that's all. There hasn't been any conversation because actually it's not a sort of a conversation
peace. You know, it's not something that I want to talk about, or even someone that might. Few people have said, I really got the message for the book. I mean, it is possible that you can change your karma or alter your life or control your destiny. So it's been, very subtle here. I don't know in America yet because I haven't been yet. This summer I should find out.
Tina, do you remember that little thing on page 7? You get some funny reaction.
Not yet, because, all of that book is basically in America, all of those people and all. So I'm sure when I start to tour America this time, a lot of people will come out of the woods because it's Tennessee, a lot of my school friends and all. And it could be like just a class reunion, really, in a way, Could be.
The year 1986 also saw the release of Tina's second solo album, Break Every Rule, featuring the fun typical male, chronicling unfulfilled desire with a too brainy romantic interest. The track was yet another hit for Tina, reaching number 2 on the pop charts. Tina Live in Europe followed in 1988 and won the Grammy for Female Rock Vocal Performance in Foreign Affair 1989, which included the top 20 hit single, The Best, outdid Private Dancer in worldwide sales. The following decade, Tina released Wildest Dreams 1996, featuring her cover of John Waite's Missing You, and 24/7 in 1999. She also made several recordings for film soundtracks, including the James Bond title song GoldenEye, a UK top 10 hit, and He Lives in You for The Lion King 2. In 1991, Ike and Tina Turner were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ike was unable to attend the ceremony, however, as he was serving time for drug possession. Eventually, he died of an overdose in 2007. In 2008, the iconic entertainer embarked on her Tina 50th anniversary tour, which became one of the highest selling ticketed shows of 2008 and 2009. She announced that it would be her final tour and essentially retiring from the music business. Tina has still continued to be a luminary of the musical world, appearing on the cover of a 2013 Dutch Vogue that was widely shared. Returning to the spotlight in 2018, Tina was honored with a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, alongside other industry legends like Neil Diamond and Emma Lou Harris to open the year. A few months later, fans were treated to a showcase of her greatest hits with the opening of Tina, the Tina Turner musical, at the Aldwych Theatre in London. In 2013, it was announced that Tina, at the age of 73, was engaged to marry her longtime partner, German record executive Aaron Bach. In July 2013, they were married in Zurich, Switzerland, only months after Tina had gained her Swiss citizenship. In October 2018, the music legend published another memoir named My Love Story.
Explain it. I'm at peace with myself. I can say that. I think I'm over most of my karma. and my life is rolling very harmoniously, and days of happiness. Happiness is not something that's every day, it's spurts of it, which makes it even more wonderful when it comes, My life is good. I can't think of a thing at the moment that I really want to do. If I never did another thing at this time, I'm all right.
Don't forget to comment below, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.